Hi guys, it's Darshan Senthil and welcome back to my math tutorial series. It's been a while since I made a math video and hence it feels good to make one after so long. So in this video I'm just going to go slightly off track from what I've been talking about in previous math videos, and I'm just going to go to this concept of percentage, something that I want to do now because I just feel it's a very easy math concept, and it's also one of the math concepts that you can actually apply to everyday life. Like, a big complaint from people studying math is that none of the concepts you learn actually is relevant to you in later life. Like, where am I going to use linear equations when I'm studying science or something like that? So basically, this is something that you will always find useful, whether you are a scientist or a philosopher, whatever. You're going to find studying percentage. You're going to find this one concept very useful. And also, even if you're like a procrastinator and you want to calculate the lowest possible score you can get to get a pass or something, this is still a nice thing to study, a useful concept. So let's get started. So what is percentage? Let's just start from there. And percentage is basically a score out of 100. That's all percentage is. It's something out of 100. Should be careful here because percentage is only out of 100, not of anything else. So that's what percentage. It's very simple. The basic idea is just it's a score out of 100. So all this is trying to say is that, like I said 5 times now, it's just something like 5 divided by 100. This is basically gonna be 5%. That's all percentages. A number out of 100. This is all it is. Now, for instance, if I were to give you a little problem like this, so I'm gonna solve this in a different color actually. So yeah, so if I was presented with 100 chocolate bars but only managed to eat 19, what percent of the bars did I eat? So yeah, first of all, if I was presented with 100 chocolate bars, I'd be a very happy person. But yeah, if I could only eat 19 in this case. So how many chocolate bars did I eat? So again, you just see a number here, and we see it's out of 100. So let's put this in a fraction, and we're gonna say 19 out of 100. So whenever you get a problem like this, it's always useful to put it in a fraction so you can sort of visualize and see what you've got better. Because when it's in words, sometimes you might not pick up all the information. But when you take all your information and put it into a fraction like this, you find it's a lot easier to create a picture in your mind and solve the equation much easier. So in this particular problem, I've eaten 19 out of 100, and guess what? The answer is 19%. Really hard, right? Yeah. So this is basically all that this is, but sometimes they can get a little bit trickier, and I'm just going to show you how that would work in just a minute. Okay, so now in this example here, let's just read it out here. So if Danny scored 24 points out of 25 on his physics test, what is his percentage? So let's just find our data again. So this is the points scored, and that's the total amount. So now first thing you should notice here is that this number is not this is not 100. You're not given a number out of 100, you're given one out of 25. And that's not what we're looking for here. We're looking for something out of 100. So what we're going to do here is we're just still going to write down our data as we normally would, put it in a fraction. So here we can see clearly what we're looking at. But we don't want 24 out of 25. We want something out of 100. So what can we do to convert this into a number out of 100? And let's just first look at the denominator. We've got 25 over here. We've got 100 over here. Do they have anything in common? And yes, they do actually. 25 times 4 is going to give you 100. So we're going to multiply both sides of this by. We're going to multiply both of these by 4. So 25 times 4 and 24 times 4. And if you multiply this, you should get 96. So our final answer will be 96 up here. And then we've got 96 out of 100, which is going to be 96%. And that is our final answer. So then now you already see that you need to sometimes go from something like this to 100, out of a number out of 100. So that's something you should understand. It's going to be key in percentage, because more often than not you will see something that is not out of 100 but is out of a bigger thing, like that's out of something random like 33 or 26, random numbers like that. So let's just look at another example over here. Right, so here's another example here, and I'm just gonna read it out. So Mark found $56 and spent $29 of it. What percentage of the money does he have left? So again, notice that we don't have a number out of 100. We have a sort of dirty number here, which in terms of easy to get solve the problem. It's not gonna easily get to something out of 100. So we're just gonna have to do a slightly longer process here in order to solve this. So once again, we're gonna put it in a fraction. So 29 by 56. This is what we have. This is what we've got over here. So what we're gonna do here is, we would love to have, so we just need something out of 100 here. Again, same setup. Now we would love to just multiply 56 by something to get 100, but unfortunately there's no easy number that we can simply multiply 56 by to get 100. So we're gonna have to do something else. So what other number could we multiply by that would easily multiply to get us 100? And what could we convert this to? Like, let me just rewrite this. 56. What could we convert this to that would easily multiply to equal 100? And actually we could convert it to a fraction out of 1. This may seem a little bit complicating, but actually we could just simply make this a number out of 1. So to do that, we're just gonna have to divide the numbers. It may sound complicating trying to make this a fraction out of 1, but in reality all we're doing is just dividing, and that number we get is gonna be a fraction out of 1. So I'm gonna get my calculator over here and I'm gonna do this. So 29 divided by 56, it's gonna give us 0.5178. I'm just gonna round this up to 4.518. So 0.518 out of 1. So I hope you see what I did here. So in reality this is just 0.518, but for the sake of this problem I'm going to make this a fraction out of 1, so you can see what I'm doing over here. And then we're going to see what this would be out of 100, which is what we're looking for here. I hope you see what I'm doing. I'm just taking this and trying to make it a number out of 100 now. So now I've got something out of 1 and I need to get something out of 100. Now this is what I've got out of 1. So what do I need to do to get this, turn this into something out of 100? And again, it's the same thing, because now we're just gonna have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 100. So 1 times 100 is 100, and 50.518 times 100 is gonna be 51.8 out of 100, which is 51.8%. Hope you see what I did there. So I basically took this number made it a fraction out of 1, which is basically a whole number, and then I multiplied that by 100 to get our percentage. So we can just write down a little formula here. So percentage equals to what's this? So I'm just gonna make this our denominator is our total. This is gonna be our, what do I call this? So expenditure, I guess, or quantity. I'm just gonna call it quantity times 100. This is basically our formula for finding percentage, and that's what we used to get this thing over here. But just be careful, the problem is not over yet. If you notice, this is asking what percentage of the money does he have left. What percentage does he have left, not what percentage did he spend. So we're gonna have to take this a little, just one step further, and we're gonna have to turn it into a number. We're just gonna have to subtract here to get the correct answer. So once again, I'm gonna get my calculator, and we're just gonna simply do 100 minus 51.8, which is just gonna give us 48.2. So that is our final answer. It's gonna be, just gonna write down the steps here. 1.8, which is equal to, what was that again? 48.2. Yep. So this is our final answer here. So how much money does he have? What percentage of the money does he have left? It's 48.2%. So this is how you would work out percentages. Now I'm just gonna do some problem, another little example here that is gonna be a little bit more complex, so stay tuned. Okay, so in this last example, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, as you will see. So the problem basically says that Joan scored 92 out of 113 on her history test. However, her teacher offered a 5% curve. So for those who don't know, a curve is just basically when a teacher adds a certain number of points onto the scores of everybody in the class, just to increase the class's average by some amount. So that's what a curve is. So basically she got 5% added onto her test. Joan got 5% added onto this 92 out of 113. So first thing you notice is here that we've been given the percent rather than the numbers that we usually are given. So we've been given a percent here, so we're gonna have to use this to find, we're gonna have to go from percentage back to numbers. So we've been asked to find Joan's final score out of 113. That's the first thing we're gonna do. So first up, let's just put this in fractions again. So her first score is 92 out of 113, but she got an extra 5 out of 100. Now, of course, now again, you cannot add these because they have different denominators. So what we're gonna have to do is find 5% of 113 first. So we're gonna find what 5% of 113 is. We're gonna have to find this. If we can find this, then we can add whatever number that is back onto this 92, and then we'll find her final score. So to do that, we're going to need this calculator here. So let's look at the previous answer. So let's just calculate the percentage of this real quick. I take it you already know how to do it. So 5 divided by 100, that's 5%, and that's 0.005 times 113, and that's 5.65. So 5% of 113 is 5.65. So let's just keep this over there, and it's 5.65 out of 113. So this is the curve that has been added onto this score of 92. So now let's add the fractions. So 92 plus 5.65 by 113. This is simply going to be, let's just add that up to make sure we're 100% accurate. Plus 92, it's going to be 97.65. So 97.65 out of 113. That is our answer to part A. So basically her final score out of 113 is 97.65. But now we have another part here. We've been asked to find the final percentage. So now we're going to have to go from here back to percentage. And if you remember our formula, that's going to be pretty simple again. I'm just going to pull out the calculator here. And 97.65 divided by 113. Remember, this is 0.864 out of 1. And yeah, so this is going to be 0.864 out of 1, which is in turn going to be, if you multiply this by 100, you're going to get 86.4%. So our final percentage is 86.4%. So I hope you see what I did there. So just to summarize it all. So basically, first we found this. We added the curve onto this original score. So we found 5% of 113, which was basically 5 out of 100 times 113, which turned out to be 5.65 out of 113. So then we added this onto this, and then we got 97.65 out of 113 as the final score out of 103 out of 113. Sorry, that's a typo over there. So that's our final score out of 113, and our final percentage, we just basically divided these two. We turned this into 0.864 out of 1. We multiplied both sides by 100, both parts by 100. Oopsies. And we got to 86.4%. So I hope you managed to stay with me while I did that. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for staying with me. And I hope you managed to understand and take back something out of this video. So percentage is a very useful concept. It's applied in many places actually. Even calculating the strike rate of batsmen in cricket also involves percentage. And well, yep, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe so you can know when new videos are coming out. And yep, please visit my website iplgeek.com, and if you are a cricket fan, that is. And yeah, that's the end. Thanks.